Good morning, you're Darian Brousard. And Mr. Brousard, you're on misdemeanor probation. Answer yes or no.
Yes, ma'am.
And it looks like I've gotten some information that maybe you've been tested positive on that probation. Have a seat in the jury box. I'm gonna get you tested. So again, you're Darian Brousard.
Yes, ma'am.
And so, Mr. Brousard, you're here in my court in cause number 25, DCCR 1441, and charged with, hold on a second.
It's right now.
You're charged with a third-degree felony offense of evading arrest or detention with the use of a vehicle. And I've given you some time to try to hire a lawyer. But hang on, that's not even what my biggest concern is at this point.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you're already on misdemeanor probation. And for some reason, you've been testing positive for THC since last October while you were on that probation. And they let me know that, but I don't know why they haven't filed a motion or done anything about that. So
I paid it off, and that's what the judge almost told me to pay it off, because he was like, I don't know why you're still going to probation.
you're still going to probation because you're still using marijuana while you're on probation and while you have a felony court case pending, right? So I don't know what makes you think that that's okay, because it's not. And the fact that you were on probation and doing that, and now you're still doing it.
I wasn't still doing it. I was telling my probation, I was smoking wax or resin, pure THC, and I was telling him that I was doing it 30 days. It was kind of hard to come out of my system still. And I told him I needed another 30 days. He said, all right, come back May the 7th. Because he was like, it was going out the system, but I don't know.
But you've been doing it the whole time, right?
Yeah, I was doing it the whole time. Then when I got out, I stopped. And it was still in. I got out, I went to jail.
You got out. What'd you go to jail for? This?
Yes, and I got out like 3 days after that.
So you're telling me you haven't used since you've been to jail in this case?
And the only reason it's still in my system because I smoke wax in the bone, like liquid THC.
Okay.
And I explained that to my probation. I explained it to the superintendent. She was like, it probably take 120 days or so because it's pure THC.
He's been out since September. You've been out of jail since September?
No, yeah. No, I went to jail since I went out of jail since November.
It's April. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to find that you have violated the conditions of your bond.
I didn't violate it.
There's no way it's still in your system if
Hey,
stop talking because you're going to make it worse. Okay. There's no way. I don't care what you're smoking out of whatever you're smoking it out of. Hang on. Because if the last time you did that was in September of last year or November of.
No, it was January. That was my last time because I was like.
So you're not, you're not telling me the truth.
Yes, ma'am. I'm saying my last time when I got out of jail was in November. That was the first day. I got out November the 1st.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go report till I think September. September. And I pissed dirty. And then I pissed dirty 3 more times after that. And I told him, I was like, sir, I was smoking hardcore THC. I didn't smoke
none of that would make you test positive today.
I tested positive again.
Why do you think we're having this conversation? Yes, you tested positive.
Keep testing positive.
Well, because you keep using. Come on now. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to make sure that you're not using at least for some amount of time.
I'm not using Miss West.
I'm going to raise your bond for violating your bond conditions. The fact that you've been using while you're on probation and they let you keep going makes no sense to me. Hold on. Makes no sense to me at all. I'm going to raise your bond in your case for violating the condition of your bond. Hold on a second. To $50,000. Condition of that bond, if you make it, is that you will be required to have a drug patch on at all times.
I told him that from the first time. I told him that I said,
listen,
drug patch. I'm serious, Miss West.
Okay, well now you're going to get one. But if a drug patch is what's going to make you stop using, that doesn't make any sense either.
No, I've been stopped. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I don't believe you. So I'm going to make sure of that because it doesn't make sense what you're telling me on the dates. So again, you have to have a drug patch on within 24 hours of your release if you make that bond.
I'm not.
And so if you don't make the
I
bond,
can't
you're going to get a court-appointed attorney. I will consider at some point, and we'll let that attorney know, reducing your bond back down after I know you have sat for some amount of time and not used. All right? You can go back with the bailiff. If you'll. Good morning. Are you Brian Mitchell? And Mr. Mitchell's case is set for trial to begin with jury selection next Monday in cause number 24 DCCR 0170. I've gotten some information that Mr. Burbank, you're set apparently in Orange County on a murder case. Judge Arking.
That, I will tell you, that case had troubles in witnesses from out of town. So what actually said, I
Okay.
don't know whether, but the caller.
No, I mean, it sounds like we've already received some information that it was specially said with witnesses being flown in. Is there any anticipation that that's could potentially get worked out? I know things change at the last minute, but
Last communication I had, I'll tell you with the court, I applied last week, Thursday afternoon to Friday. He said, I'm like, well.
and he's in custody.
He's-
So do y'all have a pretrial set this week or just getting started next week?
We there was no.
Okay, Miss French, obviously, I know the cases that have to do with children do take precedence, at least in my court, if I have to number them, but I don't know that I can get him if there's somebody in custody with the case. I think it's about as old or the same approximate age as this one. So what I'm going to do
Now we're
is
rehearing about children involved in the case, and that changes everything. Courts often prioritize these cases to minimize trauma, but balancing that with a defendant in custody, that's a legal and ethical tightrope interview.
is just maybe hold it, just double check that there isn't anything that's going to cause that to be reset with witnesses. Because if it is, then this is definitely going to be numbered. Is the state ready if we go?
The state is ready. I would just say that with the caveat that I have a tendency to not want to re-traumatize by making children talk about these things too early. And so if I could just have a little leeway, if at the last minute this is the case that goes, because I don't want to have to bring her in unless I know we're going to trial.
Well, you're not always going to know,
know.
unfortunately. And
know.
so I would think in this one, we're already on Wednesday. It's different than most weeks. I'll see what I can do to double check that the court's not going to have any issues over there. And number the cases today at the end of the docket. So I'll let you know at the end of the day.
Thank you.
State's otherwise ready, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
See my.
Jalen, Eli, Mr. Burbank, Mr. Coleman.
And just like that, we're left in limbo. No final decision, just legal chess moves happening behind the scenes. The real question is, when the court reconvenes, which case takes priority and what does that mean for everyone involved? Because in situations like this, timing isn't just procedural, it's everything.